I get one of the questions I quite often get, and we get it all the time, is how much do I need to set up a self-managed super fund? And I think that's pretty important. It would depend. A self-managed super fund, once you set up, is going to last you for a generation or your lifetime, and plus also your family's lifetime. The key thing about it is a self-managed super fund is not like a superannuation account or a bank account we set up and then we forget about. Essentially, it's a family super fund, so we can bring together all of our family, or alternatively our friends. For example, we could have 3 or 4 friends who pull together all their monies from their industry and retail funds plus their SGC and super, and then suddenly go invest in perhaps cryptos or startup companies or shares, or do whatever they want, or even invest in property. Again, how much do I need to set up? Quite often the statistics that you'll hear, certainly from the industry and retail funds who certainly don't want you to take your money out of their funds to set up a self-managed super fund, will say $200,000. The way they determine that is they say, well, generally the average fee that we charge our members is around about 1 to 1.5% of whatever their benefits are. That's because we invest. We mightn't have huge administration costs up front, but if you look at retail funds, they can have 7 layers of charges. In a self-managed super fund, your main charge is just to pay for your administrator. In fact, there's a couple of administrators. You can do your own administration. For example, at mcleod.com.au, have a look at that software. Virtually, it's next to nothing, so it doesn't cost you anything. Anyway, getting back to the story, the industry and retail funds will tell you that you need to have a couple $100,000, because on that basis, that an average accounting fee is around about $2,000 to $2,500. When they did that around about 6 or 7 years ago, we've found that accounting administration fees have dropped down quite considerably. So you need to have an accounting fees, administration fees, they're one and the same, and an auditor, which you can get from maybe $300 to $400. If you're really just starting up, there's not that much sophistication in your fund, so it should be pretty easy to set up. So you're looking at around about maybe anywhere between $300 to $1,000 to administer a fund, which suddenly means that it's not $2,000, it should be around $200,000, it should be around about $100,000. Remember, that's just not your balance, it's actually the balance of you and all the other members of the fund. So if your family, if you both yourself and your spouse have got super tucked away, go on to Find My Super, and do that in Google. You'll find there's a number of sites. Find out exactly how much you've got and work out, well, if I pull that all over into self-managed super fund, am I over that $100,000 threshold? Particularly if you're like 30 or 35, you've got a long time to go. There's a really good section on how much I need to set up a self-managed super fund, sitting in the Guru's Guide to Self-Managed Super Fund, where I discuss with one of Australia's top preeminent SMSF advisors, Simon Makem, around how much you need. Anyway, for me, it's up to you. Do your research and certainly make sure that you read my book and that particular chapter on how much I need to set up a self-managed super fund. But the key for me is get the motivation, look where you've got your money, find the other people who are going to be members of that fund with you, and you can only have 4 members, and then take it from there. It's Grant Abbott, another Guru's Questions set aside.